Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a decision that almost all of us will face sooner or later: cataract surgery. Is it the right move for you? We're going to break down everything you need to know, drawing on insights from a seasoned eye surgeon to help you navigate this choice with confidence.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get a handle on what cataracts actually are. Then, we'll look at the surgery itself, weigh the all-important pros and cons, figure out the timing, and finally, talk about what it means if you decide to wait. Okay, be honest. As I read that, were you nodding along? If you've been noticing that the world is starting to look a little fuzzy, or colors just aren't popping like they used to, you are in very, very good company. These are the absolute classic signs of cataracts.
Right, so what is actually happening inside your eye that causes all this? Let's get into it, because this is an incredibly common and, for just about everyone, an inevitable part of getting older. A lot of people think a cataract is like a film that grows over the eye, but that's not it at all. The key thing to understand is that the lens inside your eye is what's getting cloudy. Think of it like a camera lens that's slowly getting frosted over. That's why your vision gets worse over time.
I think the expert we're following puts this perfectly. He says to think of cataracts like wrinkles. It's not really a question of if you'll get them, but when, and just how much they'll start to affect you. It really makes it feel like a natural process, doesn't it? And wow, do the numbers ever back that up. While the whole process can technically kick off in your 40s, it really ramps up as we get older. Just how common are we talking about? We'll take a look at this. By the time you hit your 70s, more than 90% of people have cataracts to some degree. The expert even says it's basically 100%. So yeah, this is a truly universal part of the human experience. Now, when something is that common, you can bet the solution for it is pretty well practiced. And that's exactly the case here. So let's pull back the curtain on the basics of cataract surgery. The whole thing is surprisingly elegant. The doctor uses this great analogy. He says to imagine the lens of your eye is like one of those little sweet buns with filling inside. The surgeon basically removes the cloudy filling from the bun, leaving the outer pastry intact, and then slips in a brand new, perfectly clear lens. And get this, the actual intricate surgery part of the procedure, it usually takes just 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. It's all done with numbing eye drops, and you're typically heading home the very same day. It's pretty amazing how refined this has become. Okay, so now we get to the heart of it. This is where the decision really becomes yours. Like any medical procedure, there's a balance sheet of benefits and risks, so let's lay it all out.
On the pros side, the expert couldn't be clearer. The number one, hands down, biggest benefit is a massive improvement in your quality of life. The world literally looks brighter, clearer, more vibrant. On the flip side, of course, there are risks, but it's really important to know that serious complications are very, very rare.
Just to put that main risk into perspective for you, the chance of getting a serious infection that could actually threaten your vision is only about 1 in every 3 to 5,000 cases. That really tells you how incredibly safe this procedure has become.
So this all leads to the million-dollar question, the one everybody asks. How do you know when it's the right time to actually go ahead with the surgery?
Well, the ophthalmologist gives us some really helpful guideposts. A big one is your vision test. If your vision, even with the best glasses you can get, drops to about 20, 30 or worse. But honestly, the bigger question is, how is it affecting your day-to-day life? Is it getting tough to read a book, or do you feel nervous driving at night? That's often the real trigger. And sometimes it's just a personal choice to see better without being so tied to your glasses. But what if you're just not feeling it yet? What if you decide to wait? Well, choosing not to have the surgery right away doesn't just mean ignoring it. It really means shifting gears into what you could call active monitoring. So if you do choose to wait, you and your eye doctor basically become a team. It means you're going in for regular checkups to keep an eye on things, and you're doing your part too, like always wearing good sunglasses to protect your eyes from UV light, which can actually make cataracts grow faster. But, and this is a really important but from the expert, there's a risk to waiting too long. If you let the cataract get mature, meaning it gets so dense and white you can see it in the mirror, the surgery itself can become a lot trickier and potentially riskier. So there's definitely a balance. At the end of the day, there's just no single right answer for everybody. The doctor makes a great point. You could have one person with 20/25 vision who feels like they can't function, and another with 20/40 vision who's perfectly happy. It all comes down to how your vision is affecting your life, your work, and your hobbies. It's a deeply personal call. So there you have it. We've looked at what cataracts are,
how the surgery works, and the big questions to ask yourself. Our goal here was really to arm you with the right information so you can have a great conversation with your doctor. And it really all boils down to this one simple but profound question. In your life, right now, what is the value of seeing the world clearly?